It's Asia Wilson's world. I'll explore why and then hear from Asia herself. Locked on Women's Basketball starts now.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, happy Tuesday and welcome to Locked On Women's Basketball. Thank you for making Locked On Women's Basketball your first listen every day. You can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts, including YouTube. We are also always proud to be part of thenexthoops.com, where you can get 24/7, 365 women's basketball. $9 a month, $72 a year, helps support all the work our writers, podcasters, editors, and photographers are doing. Over 100 reported pieces every month, a daily podcast. You can't get any more women's basketball than what we bring you. thenexthoops.com. I'm Howard Megdal, founder and editor of The Next, and your host for today. And we're going to be talking about Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson, who had an epic time with us at Post Game Media. We're going to share that conversation with you as well. You'll hear from Chelsea Gray, her partner in crime, who said, I think, something that needs to be said about the way in which we think about greatness in this league. And just before we get to it, I just need you to understand something. Asia Wilson, through her age 25 season, has accumulated 23.8 win shares. There are only four other players in WNBA history who have gotten more: Lauren Jackson, Tamika Catchings, Nneka Ogwumike, and Maya Moore. For my money, Tamika Catchings is the best player in the history of this league. Lauren Jackson has a decent case. Nneka Ogwumike is a clear inner circle Hall of Famer. And Maya Moore was on her way to making a similar case. You can even make a Sandy Koufax-like case for Maya Moore, who played half of what her career would have been before leaving the WNBA in pursuit of, let's be honest, more important things, but nonetheless won 4 titles before she did so, which is simply remarkable. Maya Moore, while I have endless respect for what she has done, purely as a basketball fan, you miss seeing Maya Moore for half her career. And for me, as a media member, you miss covering somebody who is an incredible player. But that's where we are. Asia is here, and she is doing incredible things just 42 days after turning 26. So let's listen to what Asia had to say. She was in a stellar mood. She was significantly into the Michelob Ultra that she was holding as well. But she also had a lot to tell us about what mattered in her mind. And Chelsea Gray, too, talking about why she is so significant. I am Howard Megdal, and this is Locked On Women's Basketball.
See you. We gotta play the kids.
My bosses have spoken. It's their stage.
See you. See you. Save a shot for me. Bring it on over. Oh man. That's our teammates with the
That's our teammates, sorry.
Damn, I'm looking yellow as hell.
Asia, Chelsea, we will begin second row to your right.
Hey, guys.
You just got to say your name. I can't see.
Right here.
Gotcha.
I have 2 questions. One, what are the shots of? 2, what Becky's had said that if you guys believed in yourselves like she believes in you, great things would happen. How did that how did that believe?
We get it back in blood. Just kidding.
Here we go. We gotta do this.
The shots will definitely be of tequila. And what was your second question? I couldn't hear with that.
I understand. How did that belief Becky had in you manifest itself?
Man, she's been believing us from the beginning, just to play our style on both ends of the floor. I don't know if you guys seen it, but we were small as heck and we just had the belief we were scrappers. And so that's what she instilled in us from the beginning. And it was from the beginning of training camp until now. So we've been working on it and working for each other.
Next question, third row to your left.
Hey, Asia. First of all, congratulations to both of you. This was been a pleasure watching you all year. We talked about your legacy a couple weeks ago, and I know you weren't really like looking ahead. You were trying to stay in the moment, but when you look at this, you accomplishing this, how are you feeling? Just where you're at, everything you've been through to get here.
This is amazing. Like I say all the time, like I wouldn't be where I am today without my teammates. But winning a championship is something that no one can ever take from you. And once you got that down, you are in the books forever. Excuse me. Too much champagne. But it's
gonna be a meme
like
tomorrow.
6 bottles deep. But it's so, I'm trying to be so serious. But it's something that no one can ever take away from you. So when you're talking about a legacy, when you're talking about you have to win, and I don't win without my teammates. So this moment right here, this year right here is something that I'm never gonna forget. And this is not gonna be the first. I'm not about to be like Ron and start naming off numbers and stuff. But nah, this won't be the first. And I'm just so glad that I can celebrate this with Chelsea and everyone else because we worked so hard to get to this moment. So for this to be a part of my legacy, a part of my journey, I am blessed. I got to give it all to God because without him, I wouldn't be anywhere. He plays through me. And I always say, let that light from within shine brighter than the light that's on you. So it's something special. I love where I am right now.
Next question, first row to your left.
Another one for you, Asia.
No.
After we let the bubblies get through. What was that moment when you finally got together with your parents out on the court?
You're trying to make me cry. My parents have sacrificed so much for me to be where I am today. And for me to celebrate this moment with them, it's amazing. Like we were just sitting around joking in the hotel room. My mom was like, I'm not gonna have no job when I get back because I've been here. She hasn't been to work since I don't know when. And my dad's like, well, I hope I get a job too. So it's something special. Like they've sacrificed so much for me to be here. And I'm so glad that I can share that moment with them because they have instilled something within me and they've seen the potential within me before I even saw it in myself. So I am blessed to have two parents that are always there for me, no matter what. They tell me what I need to hear and not necessarily what I want to hear. And they're a hoot. So if you ever meet them, y'all probably already talked to them, they're crazy. And that's where I get it from. So I love them to death and I appreciate them so much.
We have 4 more in the room and then we'll turn to Zoom. Last row center.
Hey, Asia, I saw that John Quell kind of walked across the court and came to hug you while you guys were celebrating. Can you share like what she said and what that moment was?
I mean, it was just a congratulations. Like JJ is a dominant host. I mean, she's a versatile player in this league, and I give all my respect to JJ. The way that she can play the game, the way she sees the game is amazing. So before I even got my interview with Holly, I had to go over and speak to her because she played her heart out. And I mean, it's so hard to guard her. And I just have all the most respect for JJ. Her future is so bright in this league. And it's just a lot of blessings going her way because y'all ain't ever got to guard her. It's hard. It's hard. She is an MVP for a reason. And so every possession, I have to keep on my toes. So all respect to JJ for sure.
Next question, also last row to your left.
When Becky came in, how quickly did she kind of mesh her personality with this team? I've been told she's pretty funny, despite kind of how intense she is as well.
It was immediate. In training camp, you start making those habits and start creating that relationship. When season starts and when you're in the thick of things, you have things to fall back on. What type of person, what type of competitor they are, and so she started off from the beginning, making sure she's not going to be easy on us, just making sure that, we're ready for when the time comes.
Next question, second row to your right.
Yeah, this is for Chelsea. I know last year was so tough for you guys losing that game 5 at home, and it kind of just burned in you guys to come back this year. Can you talk a little bit about, you even mentioned out there, we just didn't want to have that kind of feeling again.
Man, it hurts so much because it was the little things that made us lose. It wasn't like the big picture. We had a squad. We were ready for the moment. It's just the little things that hurt us. Defensive possessions, turnovers. I replayed the turnover that I had in the fourth quarter that changed the game. I could have got a shot up. So that replays in my head when I come back in those moments. And now I'll just have a different replay in my head. But it was a tough moment, but it built character. It built it for next year. It was setting something up for the following year.
One more from the room, and then we'll go to Zoom. When we go to Zoom, we're going to go with Doug, Nancy, and Pepper in that order.
Basketball is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your pro and college football betting needs and college basketball as well. Let's not forget that in just over a month, women's college basketball will be here, and something that I care about is BetOnline.net. Make sure that we have equality. There are NCAA women's basketball odds available to you, just like there were WNBA. Find all the latest developments, game matchups, news, and podcasts. BetOnline is also your continued source for all your sports wagering information, including esports and scores. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline, where the game starts. And so now let's hear more from Asia, from Chelsea Gray. I really want you to pay particular attention to Chelsea Gray's answer to my question to her about the legacy of Asia Wilson in progress. I'm Howard Megdal. You're listening to Locked on Women's Basketball.
Asia, Chelsea, third row to your left.
Hi, Chelsea. First, congratulations on the championship and also Finals MVP. Before game 2, I asked you a question about what you were seeing from a spacing standpoint in the half court. You told me that I could check back in after the series was over.
Yeah, couldn't give you the secret.
So if you can, what were you seeing on that standpoint?
Well, they were putting length on me for a long period of time, like with either if a guard was guarding me, then their posts were extra extended. If Dewana was on me, they were extra extended. So our angles had to be different from the guards pulling up, and so we can attack downhill. We wanted spacing, we wanted shooters on the floor. I knew we would go to our small lineup to space it even more. Then now your rotation is different if you have Raquana Williams in the corner versus somebody in the paint. So we were able to, you're talking fast, but go ahead. So our spacing just had to be different, but I had to be aggressive on the ball first. Like I was a little passive in game 3, trying to see and scope it out going into the pick and roll. So I knew I had to be aggressive. Thank you.
We'll turn to Zoom. We're going to start with Doug from Australia.
Dang.
Hey, ladies, congrats on the win. I'm curious just how this team is set up for the future. I mean, I'm not asking for guarantees, but like you got everyone back for the most part, locked in for a couple of years. You got your coach. How do things look for the future for you guys of maybe coming back with this group and doing this again?
The future of us taking some photos right now.
Doug,
The future of it, it's too far ahead. We just got to enjoy this moment, stay in the moment, because I mean, we didn't even talk about next year yet, but I mean, to do it with this group, knowing that we have commitment for next season is special. We're doing it for each other, and it's created a bond. But right now, we're just going to enjoy this moment and talk about that maybe tomorrow or next season.
Next question will be Nancy. Nancy, you'll be followed by Pepper.
Hi, it's Nancy Armour with USA Today Sports. Congratulations to you both. Following up a little bit on what Doug asked, and Asia, you talked in the postgame about what you all are building in Las Vegas, and this is a really pivotal time for women's sports. What the ACES organization is doing, you all are getting a new practice facility by training camp next year. Your coach is making seven figures. How much do you think you guys winning a title after having some of these things done can really shift things for the entire league?
It's huge. It's huge. I've always thought that Vegas set the standard in the league of what a team, what a franchise, how it should be throughout. Like, I just always felt like Vegas was the standard, maybe because that's the only team I've been on. But I mean, when you have an owner like Mark that is just so dialed in and so trustworthy of you and figuring out how can we be better? What can we do more? How can we get people wanting to come to Vegas or just wanting to play better? The sky's the limit for a franchise. So I'm honored to be drafted by them, for them to trust me, for us to gain a Chelsea Gray, for us to be dialed in, for a lot of our starting five to be back. That's how you create a legacy. That's how you create a standard. I think we found ourselves in this league where, everyone has their standard of how they've won, and we're creating that. Our journey is just beginning, and it's been amazing so far. So when you have a coach like Becky Hammond that is dialed into who we are and where we want to be, I think it's just the sky's the limit for us. And we just got to trust each other and continue to just talk, communicate with one another, what we want and what our roles are in this franchise.
A couple more from Zoom before we return to the room. Pepper, you're up. Pepper, you're going to be followed by Mike Gillespie.
All right, congratulations to you both. Asia, I do have a question for you. So the first time I met you, I asked you what it was like to win a national championship. And you told me it was like eating a big bowl of ice cream. And then when you won the MVP in 2020, you said it was like 4 big bowls of ice cream. So I have to ask, what is this like and how does it compare?
It's like a banana split sundae with chocolate drizzled on, cherry on top. Because so many people, I think people probably counted us out in this situation. And when you can prove people wrong, and when you got that, you can say that you can hoist that trophy up, it's truly special. And we got it out the mud. No series was easy for us. So it's super special. So this bowl of ice cream is like the size of this room. And you can't see the size of this room, but it's pretty legit.
All right, thank you, Asia. Congrats again to you both.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to Mike Gillespie before we return to the room and then go back to Zoom with Trenya. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Asia? We're on Zoom. You can't see me.
Oh.
I'm part of the ABC Columbia sports team here and back in Columbia. I see the smile on your face. Describe what it means. You continue to put Columbia and the state of South Carolina on the map. What does this mean to capture this for the state of South Carolina, if we can say?
It's huge. It's huge. I'm always me who I am through and through. And if I can put South Carolina on the map, every chance I get, I will. That city has built me, it's raised me. And I know my grandma and grandpa are somewhere shining down on me because they heard their prayers. They've seen me cry. They've been through those moments. So anytime I can put South Cac on the map, I'm gonna be there. So this one's for South Carolina. This one's for my grandma.
Returning to the room, standing to your left.
Asia and Chelsea, what does it just to Las Vegas?
It's amazing. Not only for this franchise, for the city of Vegas. Our fans were there every home game, and they came here on the road. Like, it was louder in here than for Vegas fans. I've been on 2 teams, and that was loud. For Vegas fans traveling to Connecticut, the travel isn't easy. Everything isn't. Y'all know the travel is not easy to get here. So they just came with us, and they're gonna celebrate.
First row center.
I need to shower.
Hey, Asia. I just wanted to build off of Howard's question, or actually really Chelsea's answer to Howard's question. She said that you've carried this weight of being so young and leading this franchise with grace. How have you done that?
Man, my teammates put me in a situation where I can be the best that I can be, and I can lean on them through thick and thin. I'm not who I am without them. I wouldn't be who I am without them. So that's pretty much it. They've helped me in many ways that they probably don't even know. I have my bad days, and I come into the gym and I see my teammates and my mood shifts because I know I have to be there for them. I will put anything on the line for my teammates, and I don't care what they say and how they say it. It's a forever thing. It's not just because we play together now, it's years to come. So without them, the weight would just continue to be on me. But when I get around my teammates, that weight is lifted and I don't feel any pressure because they allow me to be me. So I'm grateful to be a part of a franchise, to have teammates that are so open and caring for me. Y'all see us off the court. It's real. It's not social. It's not just doing it for shits and giggles. Like, that's who we are. We're sisters. And yeah, we fight. Yeah, we fuss and cuss, but we love each other at the end of the day. And you reap the benefits of it when you hoist that trophy up.
A couple more questions. Third row center.
Asia, I believe.
John, hang on.
Thank you,
John. We're not done yet.
Asia, I believe your first game for the Aces 5 years ago was in this building. When you think back to the player and the person that you were back then, what did you have to learn about yourself? How did you have to grow in order to put yourself in a position where you could deliver a title?
Man, I mean, it's hard to play here. I never in my life would I ever think I would be winning a championship here in Mohegan. Like, it's so hard to play here. The energy is crazy. But when I look back 5 years from now, I'm so grateful of where I'm like who I am and who I'm becoming. Like I'm surrounded by positive energy. I'm more at peace with myself. I know who I am now more than I've ever. And the bubble was crazy, but I thank the bubble for that. I know who I am. I feel like I've established myself in this league, and the Aces aren't done. We're having a lot of fun where we are, and I'm just so happy to be here and to be able to be a champion. Like add WNBA champion to that resume. Period. Period. Ooh.
All right, we're going to return to the two folks that we missed when we had Zoom connection issue. We had called on Adrian and Maria. We'll finish with you two. Adrian, go ahead.
First off, Chelsea, and Asia, congratulations. We're waiting for y'all to come back so we can turn up at Dre's tonight. Asia,
E40 in the building,
Hey.
Bay Area.
Asia, I talked to you at the end of the regular season about the crowd in the finals. We talked about the crowd, but now I got to talk to you about the crowd in this parade later this week. Tell Vegas how they should come into this parade and the energy level and where it's going to be.
Vegas, you have to take 4 shots. Children take shots of ginger ale, but you got to take 4 shots before you pull up to the parade and drink responsibly. But in order to get to the parade, you got to be 4 shots in. It's unacceptable if you're not. The Bellagio fountains, we skiing across that thing. We going crazy because like, I don't think people understand how important this really is. This is huge. So Vegas, turn up. I saw the cops with our logo on the car. Y'all better lace up because we about to go crazy. So Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Be there or be square. If you ain't 4 shots in, don't come. Stay at the house. Children, drink some ginger ale. Pop ginger ale. Drink responsibly. Don't be crazy now. But Usher, I better see you, Usher. I'm not playing with you. Usher, I better see you, Usher.
Usher's
Congratulations,
not on
ladies.
Zoom yet.
Everybody come to the city.
He's trying to do this.
Usher's not on Zoom yet, so we're going to finish with Maria.
E40 there.
Drake. Everybody.
Oh, one
Hi,
more.
girls.
One,
Hi,
Maria,
girls.
go ahead.
Last one.
Hi, girls. Congratulations. This is Maria Vidal for Top Deportes, Latin America. Can you please walk us through this year's journey? I mean, it's special. So how can you describe this year being coached by, of course, Becky Hammond?
It's been great from start to finish. She demands excellence from us each and every day. It's fun to do that with somebody that you know has your back, and she's instilled that into us each moment, and so it's fun to raise that banner with her.
Appreciate y'all.
Asia, Chelsea, thank you. To our media, thank you. You can give that to the guy in the back. Give that to the guy in the back.
Locked On Women's Basketball is your first listen every day, and we are grateful. But did you know there is a feeder league that helped produce future WNBA head coach Becky Hammond? It's true. It's called the NBA, the National Basketball Association, and they've got themselves a league for men too. So go and make NBA Top 50 on Locked On NBA your second listen. Which NBA player moves the betting line most this season? Locked On and the BetOnline odds makers present NBA Top 50 Most Valuable Players. Find it on Locked On NBA, wherever you get your podcasts, and on YouTube. We'll be back with you tomorrow talking all things Connecticut Sun, a big offseason ahead. I am Howard Megdal wishing you a wonderful Tuesday.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.